Meet AK, a self-made multi-millionaire who drives around in a tank and owns over a dozen businesses.
This is nuts.
I had a D, 2 C's, an F, and a withdrawal.
What is this, man? What the hell? This looks like a Batmobile. This is the Batmobile.
Okay, so how did AK, aka Batman, go from almost failing in school to becoming a multi-millionaire?
Before all this, before Batman,
What's up, man? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Come on in.
All right.
I was a fairly smart kid, I went to college because my parents expected me to go. So I went to community college and I was doing computer science because I was already good with computers. So it seemed like a natural selection. But I was a total slacker. Stay up late and play video games. All right. We've got the Lambo SUV, the Urus. This is a very rare car called the Sterling.
There's no door. And the only thing that could possibly happen is the whole thing lifts up. You get a lot of looks driving this thing, I imagine.
Oh, people love this car. I love this car. My early years were in New Jersey, and it wasn't the nice part. You know, it was different. We didn't have much back then. My parents were still kind of starting their life. They were new to the country. If my mom bought a Snicker bar and cut it 5 ways, it was a party. We had a good time, right?
Yeah.
My relationship with my family is really, really close. And that's because my parents, especially my father, always made that very important principle, keeping the strength of the family unit. That's been ingrained into me. I'm actually building another house a little further north in the Heights.
Yeah?
I need a bigger garage.
How many cars do you have?
It's embarrassing because it's kind of an addiction. I'm up to 17 cars, a tank, a hovercraft, and a motorcycle.
What the?
No, man, no, that's too much.
What made you get this kind of car?
I love machines. Yeah, come on up.
This is nuts.
Of all the cars I have, this one definitely gets the most attention on the road. If bullets are flying, you would close this and just drive by, looking through the periscope.
Ah, there's like a view there, viewfinder kind of thing.
This is too much power for one person.
It's like really tight in there, but it's got a lot of character, I'll give it that.
I think we should never be driven by money because you're never gonna be happy. I don't think so at all. And a lot of people come to me, like young guys, they see me in a Lambo, they see me in a Ferrari, and they're like, hey man, what do I need to do to get a car like that? And I say, don't worry about the car. Because I didn't have the car a couple years ago. Should I have been unhappy? Yeah. No, I was pursuing knowledge. I was pursuing training.
AK always pursued knowledge that he was passionate about. The money followed. Keep this in mind as we learn what he does.
I had a really bad semester one year. I had a D, an F, and a withdrawal. And I'm seeing it for the first time. I'm like, ooh. I thought I'm about to get it.
Somebody gonna get hurt.
My father, he sees it and he just goes, And he walked out of the room. I wanted him to yell at me at that point. He accepted that, well, he's just not gonna do it. So I thought to myself, if he is not pushing me, am I pushing myself?
Would you ever get a private jet?
I think that's next. My goal is in 2 years to get a helicopter. I don't know how I'm gonna figure it out, but I gotta figure it out. You know how Batman, Bruce Wayne has Wayne Enterprises? I've always wanted Kudrath Enterprises. I'm up to about 13 companies.
Not bad at all. Tell me about some of the biggest personal challenges that you've faced.
And no matter how tough you are physically, nothing can prepare you for emotional pain. I saw the house, the white picket fence, the kids. When things took a turn, even though it hurts so bad, I'll get to the other side again and I'll continue to be happy. I think if you never forget your mission, then you'll be able to climb out of whatever that rock bottom is.
What type of sacrifices did you have to make to get to the point you're at now?
And I had to say no a lot. AK, you want to come to so-and-so's wedding? And I'm like, I can't travel. I don't have the money and I can't travel. I can't take time out. Hey, you want to go party this Friday? I got to study. What about Saturday? Test is on Monday. I got to study. If you don't focus on the money, you focus on your development, then you'll always be happy. And then if someone took those cars away from me tomorrow, I'll go back to the toy cars if I have to. Right? This, we're restoring Kit from Knight Rider. This car makes people go crazy. David Hasselhoff would fight crime in this car.
Yeah.
The car had its own like artificial intelligence.
As you wish, Mr. Knight.
This is another Lamborghini under
Yeah,
here.
this is the Lamborghini Diablo 2001. This is gonna be a big project. We've taken it apart and we're gonna make it a twin turbo. When it's done, we're hoping it can be the world's fastest Diablo.
I can't believe this.
If we have to avoid one thing in our lives and our existence, it's envy. Because if you see somebody that has more than you, don't miss that opportunity to learn from someone who has already walked a path that you may be interested in walking. Maybe it's not the same, but there's something to learn.
If you want to meet and learn from millionaires, hit subscribe for weekly content that I publish every Saturday.
So we have the 4th and 5th floors in this building. Some I use for my own personal office stuff, and then I'll show you office space that we have for rent in another company that I own. So some people who don't need a full office, they come and they rent just a workspace. Seda works for us on the office space side.
What are you doing in the office, eh?
Working the clues and being a detective is something that I really am fascinated by, and I want to get better and better at it. Very nice of the Constables Precinct 3 to give me a certificate of appreciation. State representative also gave me an appreciation.
What is this, man? What the hell? This looks like a Batmobile.
Look from the front.
This is insane.
The back we've taken apart.
This is the Batmobile.
Anxious thinking about leaving all my businesses for even 4 or 5 days. Some people are like, oh no, you got to turn it off, just leave it behind. I can't. We could lose so much money, businesses can fail if certain critical things come up and I'm not there to direct the decision. So learning how to be more efficient and learning how to delegate but still not lose complete touch. I think that's how you achieve progress. I think that's how you get to the millionaire and beyond status. I played this game on my motorcycle at night, late at night. Whenever I got to an intersection, I'd pick the darkest route. I kept doing that, and I ended up in some really weird places.
That is a really interesting game.
That sounds weird.
So I also did some traveling during that time. But I got a random invitation by an ecology professor at my college to go with him to the Amazon jungle. You go to the jungle, it feels like you're in another planet. And I started getting fascinated with biology and also why are things the way they are. I changed my entire thinking, and when I came back, I'm gonna volunteer at a hospital, and I fell in love with the emergency department. It's because my heart was into it. When you're on an airplane and someone yells, is there a doctor in the house? You want an emergency room doctor. It's a way I can help people, and I think I do better under pressure. So the ER was the perfect setting for me. I fell in love with it. When I decided I wanted to be a doctor, I had to do 4 years of college, and then 4 years of medical school, another 3 years of residency in emergency medicine. So that's 11 years right there.
So he isn't Batman, but he does save lives, among many other things.
I've got my emergency departments, being a doctor, and then I've diversified. I started doing some real estate development. I've got a limo company. I've got a Botox and filler company. I'm opening a club in Midtown Houston. So we are gonna walk into my emergency department. This is actually the second one I did. Hi. So we got some of our team, Shelly and Audra, they're
How is it
amazing.
for working for AK?
Oh, fantastic.
You're just saying that because it's a camera. But we can accomplish everything we can do in a hospital. And here we have our control room. So think of an x-ray. We can do blood testing, electrolyte testing, urine testing, heart enzyme tests, viral panels. We can check for COVID with PCR, all within 45 minutes with 99% accuracy.
So tell me where we're headed now.
I think we got a little bit of time. I want to show you a very special place. It's my secret lair. You're gonna like the toys I have in there.
All right, man, let's do it.
Welcome to our warehouse, toy box, secret lair.
Oh my God, man.
This is one of ours, a 69 GTO we're restoring. It actually runs great, but the body needs some work.
If you could go back and change anything about your life, what would you change?
I could think I want to change something and probably have much worse consequences than intended. There's no turning back around. We learn from the mistakes we make. What I found in life, whatever your heart is into, you'll find success. Find your passion and just focus on it, and you're always going to be happy. Business is more fun when you do it with people you like. But you never bet on ideas. You bet on people and plans. It needs to be a good business person that you like. And then it becomes like a game of basketball. It's a challenge. You may win or lose, but at least you're doing it with people you like. I think too many times people get caught up in the bragging rights or the flex or trying to prove a point to somebody else that they lose focus on what they should be doing to improve themselves.
If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe and go check out this video to meet a power couple living the American dream.